Every dimension needs a new way to communicate. The all-new Keck Powerizer. Bring the Galidor experience to life.
It's no use resisting.
Guys, I don't think this is doing anything.
To my trap.
I've got to be doing something wrong. I cannot figure out how any of this works.
Take the control.
Use the Keck Powerizer to control the missions.
Brace for impact. Landing successful.
It's not me. This tilt sensor literally doesn't work.
Turn good into evil.
We meet again.
I'm about to turn evil if this instruction manual doesn't tell me how to use the thing.
Every dimension needs a hero.
Hello everyone. Thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and today we have a very bizarre and weird LEGO review. The product right here is LEGO Galidor's Keck Powerizer. It was a multimedia electronic toy, the closest of which is probably LEGO Super Mario in today's terms. You basically get the LEGO set, which is little more than just a couple of pieces to put together, and use it to play different games. What's cool about the Keck Powerizer is that it's supposedly interfaced with the TV show itself, recited lines from the show, had different voice actors come in and do work, and you could even play a ton of different games on a screen in the back, and battle two different Keck Powerizers against each other, if you happen to own two or your friend owned one. So this was a very bizarre set I was pretty excited to get my hands on because I'd seen the very long commercial featuring the Keck Powerizer, which actually kind of sold me on the set itself and how fun it looked to play with it. Well, you saw the title of the video, and we are here with this review and unboxing of the Keck Powerizer. Now, I don't typically do videos of this format, but I kinda just had to do this one so you can see how truly awful this set is. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling how poorly this is made and how little it actually functions. Because you see, I intended to make this a regular LEGO review, albeit for a weird topic, but I started off the video with pure intentions. I wanted to just make a regular review of this kind of bizarre model. But as I unboxed it and tried stuff out and recorded myself doing it, you can really just see how I slowly began to realize that I wasn't going to be getting much out of this one, because it advertises dozens of different games, 99% of them just don't work, the ones that do work are unbeatable. There's literally one game that I could get to work somehow, in some semblance of a form. There's one game I got to work, and not even that one works out very well. I know what you're thinking. So Duckbricks, why include the early parts of this video where I actually intended to make it a regular review? Why not just jump to explaining why this product is so bad and why nobody should buy this? Well, you see, this is for a few reasons, because I kinda want you to walk through me and experience this journey with me. You go into it open-minded, thinking it's gonna be good, and bam, Galidor just hits you in the face. I think there's a better analogy for this. Let me pull up some other LEGO content.
Then you'll all see what I see, feel what I feel.
Yeah, well, what Garmy said. I want you to see what I see and feel what I felt while I unboxed the Keck Powerizer. So let's get to it. Alright, so here we have the Keck Powerizer set. Let's take a look at what's inside this box. It's actually my first time opening this fully sealed set myself, so I am personally super excited to see exactly what they managed to fit inside this very oddly shaped LEGO box. So on the back of the box here, you can see that you can perform daring missions. You can actually have several sentences spoken. So it says features 165 sentences spoken, 62 different sentences spoken by Gorm the villain, 56 sound effects, and 85 animations. It responds to verbal commands, plays sound effects, and shows animations on the display. I'm definitely really interested to see exactly how it responds to verbal commands. That I'm very curious about. It also is designed to interact with the TV series, so if you play clips from the TV show, it will respond to different clips of it. It says you can download new missions from lego.com, which obviously won't work anymore, and also interacts with other Keck Powerizers. So if you own 2 of these, you can trade missions and features with other figures, and it also interacts with the Galidor video games on various platforms. So this is very interesting as a Lego set. It's really kind of an oddity that they made something that's so media focused. Nowadays, of course, you see stuff like Nexo Nights, like Hidden Side and Video that's really focused on app connectivity, but this was the first time that Lego went all in on trying to make a completely electronic and multimedia experience. You can play games on the screen on the back, you can watch a TV show and have them interact to the events happening on screen, and you can even battle them against each other, and it even works in conjunction with other Nintendo games like the Galidor video game. It basically was an all-in-one hub for LEGO Galidor, so I'm super curious to see exactly how this all works and comes together. I'm not expecting all the features to work, especially because a lot of stuff is outdated, but I'm just curious to see exactly what it is. So it's fully sealed. I'm guessing this is the instruction manual, and there is nothing else in this compartment. So they just added this extra compartment for the manual. Not really sure why they needed to have this whole cardboard piece right here just for that, but that's what they decided to do. Now this part here is fully sealed, so I'm going to try to open this very carefully. Let's see if I can get something here to open it. So let's take a look at what's inside this box. So this whole compartment. Okay, so that is everything inside this one box. So this basically just looks like the full figure. It's pretty interesting packaging. Really does not look like something you would see as a Lego toy. So get these out of the way. And you can see every single piece has been fully sealed. It comes with 2 different heads, and I think the heads actually do different things depending on what you plug it in. Just 2 large legs and 2 hands. This is a very interesting Lego set. It literally just comes with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. So an 8-piece Lego set, but it is certainly quite an interesting one. It is more of a game than a Lego set itself. So immediately when opening this up, I can see that you can see a screen on the back here. I'm curious to see just how well that particular screen works. You have this buttons that you can play around here, and I'm guessing the batteries will go in somewhere here because there's some screw elements here. I'll have to look at the manual, but let's just open up all these other bags first. So these are actually fully sealed. I almost feel a little bad opening this. Just open these guys up. So foot number 1. You got foot number 2 here, just really large and bulky pieces. I definitely want to see someone try to use these pieces in a mock or something. So this is the Jen's robot head. And actually, this is actually somewhat different, I'm guessing, from the actual Gen set, or maybe it's the same one. It's one where if you turn the side knob here, you can raise or lower his antenna or hair at the top. Or if you turn this side knob here, you can either extend or retract his eyeball right there. So a pretty fun feature, as you can see. Interesting build for that. I think that this is identical to the actual one, which you can see on these sets here. We'll take a look at those in a little bit. And then opening this up here. This is definitely new. I don't necessarily know what this is for. Maybe some sort of a helmet. But this is just the standard Gorm head, which you can see right here. So let's assemble this guy. It's not going to take a while. Just plop the legs in. The arms in. Interesting. So he's just really got these outstretched arms, so I guess like so. And you can pop in one of the heads. So this is really interesting because you can see there's a little kind of lever inside the head socket, and the ridges on each of the Gorm or Jen's head is slightly different. There's a slightly different ridge on the inside of these, so it knows exactly which head you put in. So I'm guessing when I put in the Gorm head, it'll know that Gorm is commanding this module. Or if I pop it out and put the Jen's head in, it will know that he's actually in command tier. And I'm curious to see if this works for any of the other heads for the other characters. Once the head is in, I see how this works. This piece right here just locks into place. So this is almost like a helmet. And there you can see the fully outfitted figure here. Now I know that you use the arms to play the game, so there must be some sort of a sensor to know exactly how you move the arms around, and you also use the head to play it. So I'm guessing you pop the head in to determine what to do, and move the arms to control it, but we won't know until I pop in the batteries. Before we do that, though, let's just take a quick look at the manual, which is bound to be pretty interesting for something like this. Just gonna open this guy up here. She comes with a piece of cardboard to keep it safe. Now, first of all, we have a poster. Every single one of the Galidor sets included a custom poster for it. So this one you can see showcases the full set, maybe facing off against the evil villain right there. And on the back here, you can just see a large poster of the set itself. The manual, though, is definitely a lot more interesting. It's not the regular LEGO manual material. It's more like an electronics manual or whatnot with a color spread on the front here. Moving on, we've got a bit of a safety hazard for choking hazard parts. Interesting to see that loose. And it actually teaches you exactly what to do with it. So I will have to go through this, pop in the batteries, and see all sorts of stuff. And this looks really, really complex because you've got a list of different missions here. So deep sea diving, portal entry, trading. Oh, trading missions with other... it says you can trade missions with other copies of the build. You can have missions and two-player stuff, so rotate the arms to move it around. Release ice beams, telekinesis power, staff strikes. Super, super curious as to how this all works. I think we probably should just pop the batteries in and take a look, starting from there. All right, so here we have the battery compartment in his side here. Just gonna unscrew that right here. I guess this whole thing slides out. So nice little battery pouch here. Let's pop these in. Very interesting Lego toy. Definitely not something Lego would make today. And let's pop them back in and fire them up. So let's read the manual and see what we need to do to get this started. Quick start guide: install the battery, connect torso heads, attach either one of the heads, press the activator button. Okay, this is the activator button.
It's no use resisting.
Oh wow, okay, so he has use the scroll buttons to move between the missions and press the activator button when you find one you want to play. Most missions are controlled by moving the arms or tilting the figure in different directions, so there's some sort of a gyroscope in this as well, which is interesting.
I'm ready.
So as you can see, as soon as I popped the head in, it knew it was a different character, which is pretty interesting. Ah, and okay, so this one's the one that you use for the missions. So let's just try this first one here, a diving mission.
Dive in.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So the way this one works is that you, I guess, move the arms to try to move it around. This does not work out too well, to be honest. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. Let me look at the manual. Do not tilt it down to pretend to go deeper. Oh, okay. So this all works around tilting it down and going to the surface, but how do you win? Oh, so some of these require watching the TV show at the same time to play, which is kind of interesting. What's these? Okay, power banks. Rotate the arms to release ice beams, staff strikes, rays. Okay, so that one sounds like something we can do without the TV show.
I see.
So that's an ice beam, okay. I don't know.
Recharge.
Okay, I think I see all this. So you have a few. Oh, okay. So you have to
Recharge.
You have to make this circle go away fast enough before. So how am I going to hold this? Okay, so I'm going to hold this here between my legs and go.
Recharge.
Interesting. Okay, so the games are very, very simple. Not too much you can do with the games here. Not sure what else you're supposed to do. Let's just try different ones out.
Take off.
Ready for takeoff.
Button up for portal entry.
I'm incredibly confused with how this works. Maybe I'm just not doing this right, but these seem very, very simple. Missions are activated as a bonus when it's fitted. Tilt it to the right or left. The right arm to trigger the upward, and the left arm to trigger the downward. Oh, okay, I see. So we're trying to get this to the portal here, and we're trying to tilt it. This is the one that makes the most sense to me. So you move this arm up to go down. And I hit the terrain and died. Okay, I think this one makes a lot of sense. Tilt it right or left. So tilting is not... I don't know how well tilting's working for me. Okay, so... okay, so I gotta avoid a rock. Oh, rock hit me. The accelerometer might be a little bit janky or broken on this one, because the tilting is not working out too well. I have to shake it really hard to make it tilt. I think it should be easier than that, but that's kind of interesting. All right. Yeah, tilt it back and forth. Arm sensors detect limit. Wait, tilt sensor. So there's an arrow here that says tilt sensor, and it points to the belt. And it says detects whether if the Powerizer moves and in which direction. But you can't move the belt, so I'm guessing it's just saying the sensor's in there. Except the tilting is not doing much, so I'm a little concerned that the tilt sensor is broken in this one, which makes most of the games unplayable and explains why I'm having such a hard time here. But yeah, tilting is not doing much. The arms are working, so the arms, you can see you can control the boosters with the arms going on up, and tilting is just not really doing much. I don't know if I'm supposed to be more gentle with it, maybe? Nope, that's just not moving. I'm fairly certain the tilt sensor is broken on this. So I will look into this, but unfortunately I think that's probably all we can do for now. With the tilt sensor broken, the games are basically unplayable, which is quite unfortunate. I don't know if this is a known issue. I'll have to look into this. I don't know if anyone else has actually reviewed this model. So I've got the tilt sensor to work. You just need to very gently tilt it to the side. There's a little marble that rattles around inside, just provides a little bit of a contact short on the side here. You can see it's moving to the side, but you need to keep on tapping it. Oh, asteroid hit me. But I think I can kind of see how to play this one. So if you look here, portal's right there. You tilt them to the side a little bit. And it's moving by 1 pixel every time I tilt it. I thought it was broken, but no, it's just moving really slowly. And then downward thruster, downward, tilt it over.
Landing successful.
There you go.
New game downloaded.
Okay, so there you go. The more games that you play, the more new games appear on the web thing here because you actually are more successful. So let's try out this new game.
Spawn alert! Alert! Right! Alert! Right! Alert! Left! Alert! Left! Alert! Right!
I guess I'll just go back and play the Lunar Lander game, because that's the only game that works on this thing.
Landing successful.
Alright, so there we are. Very, very simple games, but it's really interesting to play with and actually have this as a Lego toy.
Successful.
Very strange type of game right here, but let's exit out of this. Here we are, the Keck Powerizer. Actually even have a helmet to prevent the head from falling out on the first bit. Fun build, interesting kind of toy to play with. Certainly something that LEGO has never released to date. This is really the only model of its type that they've done. And yeah, this does not work out too well. One game, literally one, I was able to figure out after reading the instructions. The tilt sensor barely works. You kind of have to be really gentle with it, but also firm at the same time. Kind of hard to describe. Took me a while to figure out. I can imagine a lot of kids just gave up after the first time. It's also not really obvious how a lot of the games work. I literally could not figure out half of them. I tried to play every single one, and for the most part, I could not tell what was happening on screen, nor were my movements actually discernible in actually changing anything on screen. So we have the Keck Powerizer. Is this the worst electronic toy LEGO's ever created? Well, I can tell you it's no Super Mario. That makes that thing look like LEGO's best toy ever in comparison, but I don't know. The Keck Powerizer kind of has a simple charm to it, but I really just wish it was as cool as the advertisements made it seem. Because if you watch the commercials from 2002, they make it look like this thing is wild, and you can do a ton of stuff on this. Now, there are a few things I didn't actually get to try out yet, such as playing sound bites from the TV show and having it react. I don't even know how to get it in a mode where it's listening to voice commands. I tried many different things. The instructions were not too helpful, so this is kind of a bizarre thing. It takes a lot of trial and error to figure out, which is really bizarre because it's something that children are supposed to use. And if I couldn't figure it out, well, maybe I was just having an off day, but I'd be willing to bet that a lot of kids would not be able to figure it out either. So that's the Keck Powerizer. I hope you enjoyed this kind of weird, semi-humorous look at how exactly this model works. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this, just me kind of exploring and playing around with weird LEGO items, just some bizarre things that LEGO's done over the years. This is certainly one of a kind, but there are a ton more strange LEGO things that they've done, so definitely stay tuned to Duckbricks if you want to see more of this and some of the other videos I put out as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. And until then, this has been our unboxing, review, and I guess analysis of the Keck Powerizer from LEGO Galidor.